Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Pause and Effect on Air. I'm your host CJ, and today I am doing Pixel Game Maker MV tutorials. Let me just open this back up. So I'm just going to call this game title sample prod no Baz tutorials. Jenny McTupper, welcome to the stream. Good to see ya. Okay, so project name, uh random stuff. Okay, next. The tutorials are for top view actions, so I'm just going to go with that for now. Let me go ahead and get the music started. Starting with, I'll turn this up a tiny bit. Ring of Pride from Street Fighter V. Okay, now in order to do the tutorials, I need to shrink this down a bit. Okay, give me a sec. Okay. There, that should be good. Now, let me turn this down a smidge. So I'm going to jump into this one.
Hey everyone, how's it going again? It is Baz. Let's see here. Last time we just talked about the intro. Today we're going to go into resources, and
Caramel, welcome to the stream.
We'll show you the tile map, and then I'll show you how to create a scene and add some tiles to the map. So let's go and log in the program, and then click on our PGM tutorial. It just takes one click, and you are in the scene area, where it's that menu scene that I don't really know how to work yet. But everything's blank. We don't got much to do yet, but we have to start with our resources. So now this resource tab is pretty cool. You can move the UI. You can just, it's a lot more friendly in that aspect. You can get what you want on the screen, and it starts you off with some fonts, and that's really about it. So to get a new resource, you can right click and do add image.
Where is he clicking? I can't really see it. Well, it seems I've got a couple different things in here.
Or you can, to get a new resource, you can right click and do add image, or you can click right here to add an image. So we can just click, and I have, should be in the description, some assets to use.
Oh,
We've got,
then shoot, let me grab those. CJ, how do you plan for being an adult? I assume you know being an adult yourself. Honestly, not really. It's the best rule of thumb is, like, for being an adult, honestly, is just take everything one day at a time. Like, don't stress about the future, don't stress about the past, even though inevitably you're going to do that. Inevitably you're going to stress about, like, what's happened and what could happen. But the best rule of thumb for keeping yourself sane, I feel, is just take it one day at a time, man. Like, that's all you can really do. Okay, so let's go back up to this. Add image. Downloads. Oh, these are some nice tiles. I like these.
32 by 32 tile set right here. And when you load it, it wants to know the image partition. So basically you're just counting the cell sizes. So in RM it did this for you, but with us, so you just take the how big the image is and just divide it by the tile set. So
Wow, that almost sounds achievable.
the horizontal ended up being 40 tiles wide, and
I'm
the
gonna let this
vertical ended
replay.
up being 36 tiles wide. And then you can click update. You can also zoom in. You can see your tile sets a lot better. The format does not matter at all. That is one cool thing about this. The format does not matter. And then there's some stuff right here that you can use. I haven't dabbled in these yet. It looks like it stores some sound effects and certain variables and stuff. I've mainly just know how to import images. One cool thing that is available in PGM is you can add, say, a folder, and you can title this, say, fonts. And then you can come up here to your fonts, and you can click the top one and shift click the last one, and then you can move them into the fonts folder. And you can have a little organization, so you can add another folder and call it tiles, and then put the outside tiles in there, and it doesn't affect what you've already done. Say that you already uploaded tiles in your tiles, and then you come back to resources and put in a folder. It's okay. You don't have to redo anything. All right, so now let's add an image this way, and we're going to add the player. And let's zoom in, and you can see that he's just idle right here, and then he starts walking in the next two, and there's even a blank one next to them. And you come down here, and there's a 4 animation sheet for a 4 sprite per direction attack. And again, it doesn't matter. You can have it any order you want. You just need to let it know, how do I partition this sprite? So in this case, it's 4 by 8. 4 wide, 8 down. And you update it, and then just to show this off a little more, make a folder called player and put in the player sprites. So now we've got just a nice organized hierarchy. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a tile set. Again, you can move this in and out, pretty adjustable. And we can just add a new tile set. We'll call this outside. We want standard. I haven't messed with gimmick or auto tiles yet.
Hold on. By the way, CJ, I wanted to recommend you watch Centaur World. I think you'd like the show. It's a great musical. Okay, sorry, you lost me at musical. Not really a musical guy. Sorry. But thank you for the recommendation.
And or not for water, actually. Just, yeah, for the grasses and making the dirt trails and stuff. So I'll just show you standard gimmick, or standard, and we'll just that'll have to do, and you can experiment. You'll notice that the folders pop first, and then you go and you select the file. You can make a note if you want. Otherwise, you just import it. Now here's your...
Hold on.
We want standard. I haven't messed with gimmick or auto tiles yet. This will probably be for the water and or not for water, actually. Just, yeah, for the grasses and making the dirt trails and stuff. So I'll just show you standard gimmick, or standard, and we'll just that'll have to do, and you can experiment. You'll notice that the folders pop first, and then you go and you select the file.
Hold on, I feel like I missed something. I need to go back by like a lot here.
And let's zoom in, and you can see that he's just idle right here, and then he starts walking in the next two, and there's even a blank one next to them. And you come down here, and there's a 4 animation sheet for a 4 sprite per direction attack. And again, it doesn't matter. You can have it any order you want. You just need to let it know, how do I partition this sprite? So in this case, it's 4 by 8, 4 wide, 8 down. And you update it, and then just to show this off a little more, make a folder called player and put in the player sprites.
Wait, I just realized, how did he update the,
Doesn't affect what you...
So these are 40 by 36. Aversonic, welcome to the stream. I saw your little dot as part of the like, you showed up 25 minutes early is the point. But yeah, welcome. Lurking for now. All right, fair enough.
You've already done. Say that you already uploaded tiles in your tiles, and then you come back to resources and put in a folder. It's okay. You don't have to redo anything. All right, so now let's add an image this way, and we're gonna add the player. And let's.
Did you just say your name, CJ? No.
You can see
Not that I can
that
tell.
he's starting. He's just idle right here, and then he starts walking in the next two, and there's even a blank one next to them. Then you come down here, and there's a 4 animation sheet for a 4 sprite per direction attack. And again, it doesn't matter. You can have it any order you want. You just need to let it know, how do I partition this sprite? So in this case, it's 4 by 8, 4 wide, 8 down. And you update it, and then just to show this off a little more, make a folder called player and put in the player sprites. So now we've got just a nice organized
Caramel, maybe you
hierarchy.
said it to yourself out loud.
And
It's
so
possible.
the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a tile set. Again, you can move this in and out. Pretty adjustable. And we can just add a new tile set. We'll call this outside. We want standard. I haven't messed with gimmick or auto tiles yet.
Hold on, what menu is he in?
A little more sprites. So now we've got just a nice organized, and you can move this in and out. Pretty adjustable.
Oh, he's in the tiles section. Add folder. Change name. Import tiles. Add folder. Change name. Import player.
Adjustable. And we can just add a new tile set. We'll call this outside. Add. Pretty adjustable. And we can just add a new tile set. We'll call this outside.
Oh. Outside.
We want standard. I haven't messed with gimmick or auto tiles yet. This would probably be for the water and or not for water actually, just yeah, for the grasses and making the dirt trails and stuff. So I'll just show you standard gimmick or standard, and we'll just that'll have to do, and you can experiment. You'll notice that the folders pop first, and then you go and you select the file. You can make a note if you want, otherwise you just import it. Now here's your animation. So you can click a tile, say you want some water, and I won't go over this how to do it because I actually haven't done it, but I do know this would be where you do it. Is yeah, you click a tile and then you go to animations and you have these settings you can play back and add. I'm guessing, I bet you could add all of these and
Hmm.
make a animation out of it. The basics is all I've really done, and it's mainly
Let me see this. Okay.
only done the wall detection, which is what sides is basically blocking the player or people that or objects that are detecting walls. But there's a bunch of different options that I haven't even messed with, and you can also adjust the hue, and it updates it right in the editor here. You can do that to anything you want. I don't think yeah, you can. You can select multiple tiles, and you can do that. Let's see here. You can make notes again. This will show a grid, and this will take it off. This one again, what does this one do? Okay, I can't really matter. You can also zoom in like this, but again, it's not like it's just whole rounded numbers, 50s, 25s. It's not very flexible.
I'm realizing now that this is a little off. More than a little off. Okay, like, it works for some of these. I'm not so sure for the rest, though. Hmm. God, is there a way to just shift all this over? Like, wait, tile settings. Oh, wait, that's not it. So then, what if under resources, 40.41 by 37? I may want to delete this, add tile. this, it's selecting within the grid like other tiles that it shouldn't. Like if I come over here, like this seems normal. But like these tiles are all like interfering and intermeshing with one another. I come over here, this is normal. But the tip of the castle just intermeshes with this dock over here. God, this entire thing just feels so improperly, like, hacked together. And honestly, no wonder. This was from 2019. Why don't I go take a look and see if there's anything else? Like, when it comes to some of his other stuff, that's not what I was trying to do. Like, as of very recently, he's been doing action game maker tutorials. So if I go to the store page, like, theoretically, I could like grab action game maker if I wanted. The only problem I have is, look at that price. $100 for a game engine. I'm going crazy. Okay. Okay. Oh, but what is this? Pixel game maker stuff. There's a lot of different things here. I'll keep this in mind. By the way, CJ, do you have a keyboard for your PC? What? Like, that is the weirdest question I've ever, like... I mean, I know that you can work a PC without a keyboard, but, like, why? Sorry, better question is your keyboard compatible with games? Yeah, it is. I play Subnautica with mouse and keyboard. And I played Lethal Company on Saturday with mouse and keyboard. I guess I'll go take a look at this. Save project. Side view. Yes. Oh, this is an RPG Maker. Oh, whoops. I guess I can try Baz's other thing.
Hello and welcome to this new mini-series that will be focused on making a Mega Man-like game in Pixel Game Maker MV Engine. Now this won't be a complete one-to-one of the Mega Man action.
Wait, I opened up... Wait, does this have its own thing? It's S to jump, not A. What? All of my stuff is mapped to, my movement is mapped to the, arrow keys. Okay, that makes very little sense. If I come into database, can I change? Essie Jolly, welcome to the stream. Control keys management. I don't know why it's not letting me change anything. No, I'm trying to... honest to God, I kind of want to just delete all of these. It should be in my documents folder. I don't know where. PGMMV. Close out that temporarily. Reopen it. It should have deleted everything else. Download paused. That still isn't done downloading? The hell? Okay, good. Oh, I didn't even realize that there are samples of like other games in here. Like simple beat 'em up, just like rabbit stuff. But then I see like La Mulana 2, Caro Blaster. T-Cool characters? Huh? Those just look like RPG Maker sprites. Alright, hold on. And I'm gonna go recycle all this too. Just so they're not all taking up space. In everything. Okay, now let me reopen. Man, it's still trying to update Chained Echoes? Like, come on, man. So what was this? Oh. Huh. I guess that's the thing that I haven't been doing, is creating blank projects. Side view.
Game, but it will go into the mechanics that you would find in a typical Mega Man game. So with that said, let's get started. Alright, so I will be creating this project from scratch. So we start in the Create Project tab, and we're going to call this project New Bot. So this is the New Bot mini-series. And I'll just copy and paste that and as the project name as well. I'm going to create a blank project. I'm going to hit next. This is going to be a side view. By the way, I'm in version 1.0.5.switch.
Sounds very similar to what I'm in.
We're going to use the tile size of 16 by 16, and we're going to use a custom 320 by 180. And it's going to be one player.
Okay. So 16 by 16, he said. 320 by 180. One player.
We're going to hit OK, and it should initialize. Alright, so let's get right into it and start adding some resources. I'm going to add an image. We're going to use these tiles right here for now.
Okay, so then let me grab... Oh, I still have that open. Just take me to the download. Okay, extract all. Still in the downloads folder. Right. So... Oh, wait. Don't need to do that. Add image. Tiles.
We're going to import for today. We're going to go over creating a normal walking and then a shooting while walking player object. So we're going to add the weapon set 1 and then the weapon set 1 when it's attacking. I'm going to open these up and we'll just go.
P set W1. Huh, I don't have that. Okay.
Go over them a little bit. First off, we need partition. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 3. So
Okay. 5 by 3. 5 by 3 again. Five by 3. Four by 3. 3 by 5. Five by 3. 5 by 3. 4 by 1. 1 by 1. 3 by 1. 1 by 1. What the fuck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 by 1. 1 by 1. 1 by 1. Also 1 by 1. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. God, I can't fucking tell. I'm gonna say 7. Okay, so 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 1, 2, 3, 24, 28. So 7 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Wait, I think I miscounted. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
5x3, partitions it up just right here. I want to go over why I position them in the middle of the cell like this. You can see that this cell is...
Wait. I wish from this part I could see the lines. Doesn't matter.
pretty big. So the reason I did this is...
Oh wait, I can. Barely, but I see it. Alright.
is you want this character to be in the center as close as possible. This is going to allow objects or runtime actions that use like a move toward feature. Some bullets have this, as well as move template settings. This is going to be what they're moving towards, is the center of this square, this sprite cell right here. So it's pretty important that you have them positioned ahead of time so that you don't have to do a lot of refactoring for the wall detection and stuff. Alright, so that is for the weapon 1 normal, and we still have to partition the weapon 1 attack here, so 5x3. Now, you'll notice that these sprites are very similar placed. Like, for instance, we have the idle standing, and then we have the walking frames right here. And then if you go to the attack version, you have the barrel out, and then in the walking ones, we have the barrel out as well. Now, we're just going to be focusing on idle, the jump, and then the walking. So you can see that this is the sprite sheet where the barrel is out, and this is the sprite sheet where the barrel is in. So this is how we're going to use our animation set change. The only other real thing we need is the bullet. So we'll just go find this bullet here. Just going to be a weapon 1 basic normal, because we're going to do charge shot, and then we're going to do other weapons as well. Alright, so now we can add our player animations. And we're going to register the resource. Now I'm only going to register the weapon 1 normal by scrolling here. It'll be the one where the barrel is not out. And I'm going to hit OK right now, and I'm going to hit OK just to make this set. Now I can right click, go back into the animations, and now we can actually add another set, because you notice that I didn't click on here.
Hold on.
The resource. Now I'm only going to register the weapon 1 normal by scrolling here. It'll be the one where the barrel is not out, and I'm going to hit OK right now, and I'm going to hit OK just to make this set. Now
I don't know why it selected that one and not
Now I can right click, go back into the animations, and now we can actually add another set, because you notice that I didn't click on here and add the attack right here. You could normally, this is a fairly normal way of doing things, but we're not going to use this method to change to this animation.
Oh, wait. I imported the wrong one. That's better.
So we're going to get rid of it on here. We're actually going to play with the animation set tabs. And so I'm going to click add, because
I missed something.
to change to this animation, the attack right here. You could normally, this is a fairly normal way of doing things, but we're not going to use this method to mirror nations, the resource. Now I'm only going to register the weapon 1 normal by scrolling here. It'll be the one where the barrel is not out. And I'm going to hit OK right now, and I'm going to hit OK just to make this set. Now I can right click, go back into the animations, and now we can actually add another set, because you notice that I didn't click on here and add the attack right here. You could normally, this is
Let me just go ahead and add that in. There we go.
fairly normal way of doing things, but we're not going to use this method to change to this animation. So we're going to get rid of it on here. We're actually going to play with the animation set tabs. And so I'm going to click add, because this is animation set 1 that we're associating with this sprite sheet. And so in animation set 2, we can now do this drop down method, and we can say what the second animation set is going to be. And so the second animation set is going to be the weapon 1 when it's attacking. So now we can have the barrel out when it's in animation set 2, and we would have the barrel in when it's in animation set 1. Now this is why the positioning is also important, because we need the walking sprites exactly where the walking barrel out sprites are, and the same with the jump and the idle. And you would do this for every animation you had. Say that you had multiple in here, then you would have to come to this second set tab here, and you would have to select which set would be for each of those individually, because they default to the original ones. So if you left it blank, if I set not set, it would actually still show this one, even if you change it to 2, because it needs a default one. Okay, so now that we've added the attack one, I'm going to hit OK, and now we can start to change our animations here. Alright, so the first thing I need to do is determine where I want the origin to be, and in a side view game, you can get away with using the center origin, and that way a lot of your bullets and stuff can spawn from the center. You don't have to do any adjustments. On a top view game, you definitely want to do floor, and you would want to get the feet as close to the horizontal line as possible. But in a side view project, we have a little more leeway when it comes to the origin. The next thing that we need to do here,
let me go back a bit,
because it needs a default one. Okay, so now that we've added the attack one, I'm going to hit OK, and now we can start to change our animations here. Alright, so the first thing I need to do is determine where I want the origin to be, and in a side view game, you can get away with using the center origin, and that way a lot of your bullets and stuff can spawn from the center. You don't have to do any adjustments. On a top view,
how did he get there?
game, you definitely want to do floor, and you would want to get the feet as
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
close to the horizontal line as possible. But in a side view project, we have a little more leeway when it comes to the origin. The next thing that we need to do here is I'm going to actually get rid of the collision box, but we need to set up the wall detection. And so what I like to do is, when I'm doing the wall detection here, is I like to keep the middle of the wall detection exactly on this vertical red line, and I'll show you why here in a minute. So we're going to bring in the wall detection until that line is, let's see, maybe one more out like this, and that should work. And then I'll just bring it down a little bit to like that. Now, the reason why is because if I had it over like this, and I was to come and do another direction and flip it, you see that it flips the image as well as the wall detection position. Now let's unflip it and let's place it in the middle where the middle of the wall detection is on this vertical line here. And then let's flip it again. You'll see that the wall detection stayed the same. And the wall detection is probably the most important thing to keep the same size and the same position throughout all of your animations. Now there are some exceptions, for instance crouching. If say this wall detection was going to be up here, I would have this size for every animation, but the crouching one,
I definitely missed something because
that
I kind of
line
figured out how
is-
to adjust everything.
let's see, maybe one more out like this, and that should work. And then I'll just bring it down a little bit to like that.
Okay. Let me kind of get a closer look at where he did his. Yeah. That sounds about right as far as a hitbox is concerned. Collision detection would just, well, okay. Let me go top down first. So frame. This is like the character and like what they look like. Or this is just the like the character sprite itself in Pixel Game Maker. Wall detection is like when like what your body like or where your body stops when you collide against a wall. Like in Godot, I'm mostly saying this for like SC Jolly's benefit because I know they're probably still listening and they don't know what the hell is going on. But wall detection is very self-explanatory. In Godot and like Unity, I would use meshes for that sort of thing. And a box mesh, depending on how I set that up, or like a capsule mesh even, that determines like where I am when I hit a wall. And I don't LOL. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm saying it. The wall detection is much like that, where like you'll stop when you hit the wall. And then collision detection, that is like I'm trying to think of a decent way to put this. Like when something that would hurt you like collides against you. Or no, wait, no, that's attack detection. So that's when like you get shot or something. So then collision detection would be dude has wall detection below the character's belt. I have it like right at the belt. I see. I think I'm very close. No, actually, I want to move this over one more pixel. Yeah, I've pretty much got it.
Now, the reason why is because if I had it over like this, and I was to come and do another direction and flip it, you see that it flips the image as well as the wall detection position. Now let's unflip it and let's place it in the middle where the middle of the... Now the reason
How the hell
why
did he
is
flip it?
because if I had it over like this and I was to come
Yeah, that makes sense.
And do another direction and flip it. You see that it flips the image as well as the wall detection position. Now let's unflip it and let's
Flip horizontal is like right here, but it's not letting me do anything. I think I can call this... No, actually, I'm not going to rename anything just yet.
as well as the wall detection position. Now let's
No, I highlighted the character. It's not doing it. Oh, is it because I locked it? Oh, yeah, that's why. So it moves with the character, but that's going to be a problem. I see, so he does have it dead center. Okay. Huh. So then why, when I flip it horizontal, is it doing this? Does his do it?
to come and do another direction and flip it. You see that it flips the image as well as the wall detection position. Now let's unflip it and let's place it in the middle where the middle of the wall detection is on.
All of his display related numbers are 0? Yeah, I know. So is Wade. Wait, but that makes no sense. Like, why is 00 here? He must have done something.
Sure. All right, so the first thing I need to do is
Oh, wait. Origin settings.
actually still show this one. Okay, so now that we've added the attack, all right, so the first thing I need to do is determine where I want the origin to be. And in a side view game, you can get away with using the center origin.
Oh, that's why. That's why. That was just a setting that I didn't have, like, right off rip.
Top way here, section here, on bring wall mid again, thing to keep the same size and the same position throughout all of your animations. Now there are some exceptions, for instance, crouching. If say this wall detection was going to be up here, I would have this size for every animation, but the crouching one, how I would handle that differently is I would just only bring the top down. I wouldn't change the sides, I wouldn't change the bottom. The only other thing that I've seen, unless you're actually changing to a bigger animation and you have to increase the wall size, swimming is another area where you might be a little wider than, but usually when you're doing swimming transitions, you're controlling the movement, and so your chances of clipping are a lot less. But the chance of clipping is the reason why we keep the wall detection as close to the same as possible, if not always the same. Alright, so the last thing to show off real quick is the animation sets that we were changing. We can actually access them from this tab right here, this little drop down menu. And so if I was to select 2, you can see that now I can see the idle with the cannon out. If I go back to 1, I can see that one. This is really nice when you're doing connection points and you don't know exactly where you need to go. You can just select this one.
Wait, how is he able to do that?
Only other have to, or you might be pulling the move, clipping, it's not always the same. Alright, so the last thing to show off real quick is the animation sets that we were changing. We can actually access them from this tab right here, this little drop down menu. And so if I was to select 2, you can see that now I can see the idle with the cannon out. If I go back to 1, I can see that one. This is really nice when
Why do I only have my first one? Oh, did it undo the other one? It totally did. Wow, what a bitch. Okay.
when you're doing connection points and you don't know exactly where you need to go, you can just select this one and place the connection point where you want it to be. Right, so now we can actually get into organizing our player here. So this one is just going to be a simple idle, and this one is going to be the right of it. Wait, is this flipped? Yeah, it's flipped. So this is actually going to be the left. So we're going to mark it as the input for the left, and then we're going to just leave it as is. Once again, this is how it will look in the idle. Now I'm going to copy and paste.
Copy. Oops. Copy. Paste. And this one is going to be flipped.
This is the direction, call it 6. I do this for the number pad direction, so 4.
Wait. Oh, 4, 6. I get it. Just gonna say NPI for number pad inputs. NPI 6.
4 is left, 6 is right. And then I'm just going to flip it. Now we're going to create the walk.
Okay.
And actually, just to make this copy pasting easier, there's one more thing we need to set up, and that is the center, this little red pixel right here. This is going to be determining in this specific game when we can climb a ladder and when we can't. There'll be some other things that I'm sure will be useful for, but that's the main thing, is just for ladder climbing. And so we want the red pixel positioned more right above the feet. We want it above the bottom floor of the wall detection, but we want it below just kind of the mid of the wall detection is a good spot for it. So to do this, we have to click on the frame and we have to actually adjust the center right here. And it's just easier to do it on this idle one because it's only one frame. Otherwise you'd have to do this. I mean, there's...
What did he do? Click it?
frame and we have to actually adjust the center right here.
Oh. Right. The center is at the base of the feet. So offset that center by like 24 by 36. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay.
And it's just easier to do it on this idle one because it's only one frame. Otherwise you'd have to do this. I mean, there's shortcuts, you can shift click all of them. But this works right here. So now the only thing I got to do, and I'll just make it an even number right here. So 34 by 24. And I'll copy this. We still got to go to the right one, which by the way, I forgot to click on the right and uncheck the left.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then we're gonna paste the center right here. Now notice it is flipped, so the center went over here. So I'm gonna say 24 by 34. And so there's our center. So now our center's set up. So I'm going to actually delete the wall or the walk and re-copy paste it. And now everything is set.
I feel like I'm missing something here.
We adjust the center right here. And it's just easier to do it on this idle one because it's only one frame. Otherwise you'd have to do this. I mean, there's shortcuts, you can shift click all of them. But this works right here. So now the only thing I got to do, and I'll just make it an even number right here. So 34 by 24. And I'll copy this. We still got to go to the right.
Oh, I get it. I have to do it in both.
Right one.
Got it.
By the way, I forgot to click on the right and uncheck the left. And then we're gonna paste the center right here. Now notice it is flipped, so the center went over here. So I'm gonna say 24 by 34. And so there's our center. So now our center set up. So I'm going to actually delete the wall or the walk and re-copy paste it.
Oh, I get it. Now I can do this for like every animation.
And now everything is set up with the template. It's a very easy way to go about
That's handy, actually.
adding animations. All right, so the walking is actually going to require some animations. So I'm going to delete the right, and we're just going to do the focus on the left. And this is going to be the first frame, and we're going to give it some time. We'll just say 6 to start, and we'll copy paste. We'll select the middle walking, then we'll select the last one, and then we have to add another one for the middle so that it has a middle one to go to before it goes to the first frame again. And then we're going to
Oh, I get it. It's keyframing.
click on walk for that start frame, and we're going to give it some time. We'll just say 6 to start, and we'll copy paste. We'll select the middle walking, then we'll select the last one, and then we have to add another one for the middle so that it has a middle one to go to before it goes to the first frame again. And we're going to click on walk.
Oh, do I need to? How the fuck did he do this?
Frame, and we're going to give it some time. We'll just say 6 to start, and we'll copy paste. We'll select the middle walking, then we'll select the last one, and
Back now? Welcome back, SC Jolly.
and then we have to add another one for the middle so that it has a middle one to go to before it goes to the first frame again. And we're going to click on walk and make it a looping animation, and then we're going to test it out and see what it looks like. And that looks about
Wait, hold on. Okay, I think I get it. Just a tiny bit.
right. So we'll just start with that and see how that looks.
Let me come back in here.
A 6 to start. And we'll copy, paste. We'll select the
Pickle, welcome to the stream.
Then we'll
I just see I am so hyped for the Star Fox stream. Hell yeah, my guy. Just tune in tomorrow. You are probably going to be disappointed. But hopefully you'll have fun.
select the last one, and then we have to add another one for the middle so that it has
When is Star Fox? Tomorrow, Essie Jolly.
a middle one to go to before it goes to the first frame again. And we're going to delete the right, and we're just going to do the focus on the left. And this is going to be the first frame, and we're going to give it some time. We'll just say 6 to start, and we'll copy, paste. We'll select the middle walking, then we'll select the last one, and then we have to add another one for the middle so that it has a middle one to go to before it goes to the first.
Gotta go. All right, Caramel, thank you so much for being here, and I will catch you next time. Have a good night.
First frame again. And then we're going to click on walk and make it a looping animation, and then we're going to test it out and see what it looks like. And that looks about right. So we'll just start with that and see how that looks.
It looks a little different on mine.
Make it a looping animation, and then we're going to test it out and see what it looks like. And that looks about right. So we'll just start.
Maybe he just has like different quality sprites than I do. That makes the most sense.
Start with that and see how that looks for now. This is left click, so now I'm going to copy and paste. We're going to change this to
yeah.
right. We're going to click on the right.
NPI 6. Flip, 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 flip. Yeah. Yeah, that works.
And uncheck the left, and that should be it. Once we, so I clicked on the top, shift click on the bottom, or however that worked, and then I'm going to click flip horizontal.
So then if I add new, jump. Oh, wait. This doesn't necessarily need frames. Unless... Oh, I guess that's my damaged frame. Yeah, that makes sense. NPI 6. Flip horizontal. That makes perfect sense. At least to me. Hang on, I need some water. Okay.
And it kept my center, kept my wall detection. Everything looks good. Now the last one that we need is the jump, and I'm going to
I think I already
on
got that.
idle for this one because I don't want it looping. And we'll just say jump.
Oh,
We're
right.
going to
Shit.
come to this frame right here, and we're going to select the jump frame, and then we're just going to go to the right frame and select this one.
Easier thing to do would be... Alright then.
Alright, and so one thing to just always get in the habit of is checking your wall detection, making sure they're in the same position, and even between these motions right here, and they look really good. Alright, so now we can go ahead and add the player object. So we'll go to the Objects tab. We'll go and right click, and we'll say Add an Object.
Yeah, I'm gonna shrink this down a bit again. So right click, add object, player.
Now the cool thing is if you don't name it, you can come down and select, and when you click on the animation you want, it'll actually rename it to the animation. So sometimes you can get away with that. Now we want player group. The reason why is because we want it to be a controllable player group. And we're just going to leave these as default for now. And we'll
Okay, good. He did check object controlled by input device.
click OK, and it adds. Now it adds a template where you have a waiting, a walk, and a jump. So in my case, I name it idle, just because that's what I name the animation, and I make sure that it's idle. I'll go to walk, and I'll just click on the walk animation, and then I do have a jump, and I will click on the jump one. So now with this player controller template, you can have access to idle, walking, jumping. Matter of fact, let's go put this in the scene just so you can see. We're going to change this up. There's a basic controller template that I like to use personally, but it's nice to just see that you can have this. And since this series is showing off some of the engines, some people might be watching that don't know about this. So I'm just going to do some test tiles for right now, and we'll bring in those tiles. Click OK. And some people might be
Which one did he do?
watching that don't know about this. So I'm just going to do some test tiles for right now, and we'll bring in those tiles.
Test tiles. Tiles. Okay.
Click OK. And I'll just use these ones for right now. So I'm going to highlight multiple of these ones, and I'm going to give it a
Yeah, I had to like really look lean in and look super close at my at my monitor just so I can see like, okay, what exactly is being referenced here? Like, did it do it correctly this time? Very much unlike the other one. And honest to God, looking at it, yeah. Like, the only one that concerns me is like this one right here, which is like the tip top of the ladder. Does Wojan Artist use this software? No, he uses Godot. And I'm trying this out for like a couple of ideas because I am notoriously dog shit at using Godot. I almost want to like try Unity. The only problem is because I do have it on here, I think. Right, I had to download it. We recommend installing the Unity Hub for the best Unity experience. Create empty project. Hello? I don't know what's gonna happen here. But it doesn't seem like it's doing it. Oh. Okay, I gotta wait then. I think my Unity build is like several years out of date. Hi, Kazori, welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you around before. Welcome to Pause and Effect. I'm your host, CJ. Oh god, busy for like X. Oh jeez. I did not realize just how long it was going to take. Maybe I should consider downloading the Unity launcher. Oh, I may have messed up. But, c'est la vie. Oh god, this is gonna take so long. Why have I done this? But, oh. Okay, good. Like, theoretically, I could use, Unity if I wanted to. The only problem is, I don't understand a damn thing about how to use this engine. Like, I barely used it when I was studying game development in college. Godot is faster as fuck. Yes, Kazori, I have been using Godot a few times. However, I have been hitting snag after snag after snag. Trying to... actually, no. Oops. Well, whatever. I've been hitting snag after snag after snag trying to make it work, and I can probably just open it up. There. What's Star Fox? Oh, man. Oh, I did not expect that answer. But, the problem I was running into, especially with, oh, wait. Okay, so Star Fox is a, on-rails shooter where, you're like moving automatically from one end of the level to the other and just shooting down enemy fighters in your path. Now, the problem that I was running into in Godot is I was trying to set up a character controller for like tank style controls, and I have the movement jacked all the way up just so I can like test this out. But I'm using a script that I used in a different Godot project where like if I left click I fire a bullet, but I keep getting the error script inherits from native type rigid body 3D, so it can't be assigned to an object type mesh instance, which is odd. You're an expert software engineer. Oh, shoot, okay. God, I'm just doing the, I'm just doing the Wayne and Garth thing, just like, we are not worthy, we are not worthy. Oh, that's why. Huh. Okay, I maybe need to make the entire bullet, like, smaller. You assigned the bullet as mesh instance? Which is odd because I have it as a rigid body. Unless... like, if I come back... Oh, quit the project list. It's weird because in my other thing... return to script and let me see if I can help you. Okay, 1 second, Kizori. Like, this one works just fine. Extends character body 3D, and then I look at... yeah, the arrow is extending a rigid body... oh, that's why. That made no sense, but now I get it. Wait. Delete that. Other node, character body 3D. You understand? Yeah, like, a little bit, but I do get it. Oh wait, no, not new script. Test bullet. Save scene. Test bullet 4. So if I go back into script, test bullet 4.tscn. That's an error. Wait. Okay, waiting. Oh, velocity is redefined. Oh, extension script? One sec. Oh, wait. Wait, I'm doing the wrong thing. Wait, no, I don't think this is what I need. Cancel that for now. Let me just try this out and see what it says. Yeah, that makes sense. How to check the extension extend type, then add that script to the node type. I mean, it's a character body 3D. I don't... Oh, wait. Is that why? Okay, that was odd. I didn't realize the mesh instance had a script on it. That makes no sense. Okay, I'm not having that error anymore. Oh, yeah. One sec. Also, I'm realizing, like, I'm very sorry there, because I stream off of Wi-Fi, there is about a 20-second delay between when your chats go through versus when I see them. I am so sorry. Maybe if I rename this. There. Wait, then I may need to... That error came from the mesh instance. Because the script can be attached only with character bodies and you attached it to the mesh instance. Yeah, I am, honest to God, not sure how that happened. But now I'm not getting the error anymore, but... It doesn't want to shoot. I guess that's the problem I'm having. Like it's already loading. It's already loading the test bullet. Then it adds the sibling for the bullet. Great error to learn for the next steps. Oh yeah, 100%. Okay, bullet.rotation, bullet.position. Yeah, Pickle, no kidding. Let's see. Oh wait, is that why? Right, it would have to do with collisions. I wonder. Is that the reason? Okay, how did I have the collision data in my other project? Okay, so Cupid's arrow is on layer 2 and masks 2 and 3, and then the character model, layer 1, mask 1. Okay. God, I really should consider doing this more often. Because I only really do game development like once a week. Yeah, it's not doing anything. I wonder if it has to do with that, I know I struck that out, but I wonder. Oh, wait, I know why I struck that out. Because then it automatically forces my character direction into like looking in one direction. Like no matter what direction I move. You recommend to start with 2D so I can understand at least some code basics and engine usability? That's probably going to be what I have to do, Kezori. And I was definitely, like 3D is a bit more complex than 2D. So I'm learning. Yeah, this is, so I'll just save all scenes. I feel hysterical right now. So I think the next time I come back to Godot, I can try my hand at a 2D thing. But I think for now, I am going to go back to the tutorial I was running for Pixel Game Maker. But for sure, I will definitely do 2D when I come back to this next week. I do. So Kezori, if you are new here. So hi, I stream 5 days a week. Every Thursday I do game development. Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday I play games. And Wednesdays and Saturdays I have videos set to go for because I don't stream those days. So you can do 3D, but 2D is more friendly, you know what I mean? Is it possible to load 3D models into a 2D Godot project, or is that or am I gonna want to do sprites for that, Kezori? You know what? I'm gonna look it up. Okay, the AI overview says it's possible, but I'm gonna see what Reddit says. Okay, study the use of viewports. Sprite, select sub viewport for texture, sub viewport flag on world true. This will render the 3D scene to the viewport texture once, and you won't need to make any more draw calls. There are refinements only made that can be made. For example, if you need 20 copies of a desk, you only need one sub viewport and 20 sprite 2Ds, all using the same viewport texture. In 3D, you would sub viewport of a node 2D or control and set the viewport texture to a sprite 3D. Okay, so there is documentation on that. That is very good to know.
We'll bring in those tiles. Click OK.
Okay, well, back to it.
And I'll just use, these ones for right now. So I'm going to highlight multiple of these ones, and I'm going to give it a top wall detection. We're going to go to our scene.
Oh, wait. So what did he highlight?
Let's use these.
Models can't be converted to 2D directly unless you do a 3D scene with fixed camera and make 2D shader. Or something like that. I never tried it, but I don't know if that works. Then I will for sure try it next time. So thank you for that. So wall detection. I'm gonna do these. Yeah.
These ones for right now, so I'm going to highlight multiple of these ones, and I'm going to give it a top wall detection. We're going to go to our scene. We're going to create a new scene. I'm going to make it a 2x1, and we're going to add those test tiles. And we're just going to call this a test scene for right now. Now, when I added a second width, you'll see that there's this red area, and then there's this black area, but another width of the scene. I want the player to be able to walk between all of this area, so I'm going to click all, and now the player can. Then this blue one is for the camera, so I also want the
Wait.
camera to be able for right now. Now, when I added a second width, you'll see that there
Oops, I messed up. Okay, so add scene. Okay, 2x1, area accessible by player all.
I'm going to make it a 2x1, and we're going to add those test tiles. And we're just going to call this a test scene for right now. Now, when I added a second width, you'll see that there's this red area, and then there's this black area, but another width of the scene. I want the player to be able to walk between all of this area, so I'm going to click all, and now the player can. Then this blue one is for the camera, so I also want the camera to be able to go in all of the scene. And then I'll hit OK. Alright, so now we got some layers. We'll deal with those layers, but for right now, we'll just stick on this top layer right here. And I'm going to place some of these tiles. And we're just going
Is that supposed to load the tile set in the scene settings? Oh!
to simply place them. When I placed this,
There.
full set, it gave me an edge on this one right here. So I didn't want to use the edge, so I just right clicked on one of the middle ones, and then it will auto select the middle, and then you can just continue going like that. If you right click on a blank tile, you can grab a blank tile to replace it. Just some little tips real quick. And actually I want no edge on this side too. Alright, so now we'll go to the object here, and this was the whole point of this, was to test the template. And over here you can actually set the default display direction, and I want it to just be facing right in this case. And we'll go something like that, and we'll play test. Right away, we got some stuff to change here.
Okay, so I can see it in the top left corner. I don't know why it's in the top left corner. I don't know if you can drop a you don't know if you can drop a link here, but you sent a link to your games page and it doesn't pop up. Yeah, I know YouTube is very finicky with people dropping advertisement links if they're not the streamer themselves. Oh, you're on itch? Then here we are. Like, never mind, I found it. Okay, so you've made 3 browser games: Seed, Minijam Evolution, Places End, the Troll platform game, and Combi Zombie. Oh, this is a submission to GMTK Game Jam. I see. Endless wave-based survival game where the challenge never ends. Each wave gets tougher, faster, stronger zombies that hit harder. But you can grab new weapons and gear to keep fighting. There is Seed, which is... Seed is the worst, huh? Looks like Places End can be run in browser. Wait, I messed up. There. Challenging pixel art platformer that plays tricks on your expectations. Okay, and what is Seed Minigem Evolution? Huh. Combi Zombie can also work in browser. That's good to know. Oh yeah, I see it runs Zombie. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check these out later. And if you're interested, Kezori, I also have my own itch page. I need to update that logo. Holy crap. But like I have made, I made a game in Unity with a friend a long time ago where I just provided art assets. I made a game that was my first time delving into RPG Maker MV. I made a proof of concept of something that was my first time delving into SRPG Studio. This game, One Death Is Never Enough, I've been like going back and updating it over time just to do something with it. And then this game I made in SRPG Studio for fun called No Harm, No Foul. And that I think I am the most proud of. Oh, you followed me? Oh, thank you so much, Kizori. I will do the same. And some random fool, welcome to the stream. Okay. Cool, thank you so much. I will definitely check your submissions out. But back to the tutorial.
Can't really see. So we can go to the project settings and we can enlarge the display. Since we're using a 320 by 180, it's very, very low resolution. We can actually scale it. So we're going to scale it by 4, and that's going to bring us up to 1280 by 720, which is actually needed for Switch exports, by the way. So I'm going to hit OK. Now if we play test, it'll be much bigger, much easier to see. And you can see that you have a basic running, and you have a basic jump, stuff like this. Now the reason why this doesn't work, this template, is it uses, let's go to the object tab here.
Why is it doing that? What if I full screened it? What happens then? Okay. I don't know why it wants to spawn it up in this top corner. Hold on, what the hell happened to my stream? There. That was weird. Oh, I didn't check that option. Okay. So I think under objects for the player, wait. Okay. Just like every endeavor that I try to do when playtesting my stuff, it does not want to recognize my controller input. Fucking brilliance. Alright. May have to do it like this for now. Whoops. Yeah, that makes sense. Right, I have to move the nodes. Huh, you know what? Maybe I can actually get rid of this link. That makes sense. I need to check something. Pixel Game Maker MV doesn't recognize controller. No. BRB? Alright, I said jolly, have fun. Oh, it's the same thing. Oh, do you have to custom code it? I'll go see what Baz has to say.
It uses this setting right here called no input as the release from walk to idle. Now the problem is that if you're running, let's say, and you hold R1, which has no associated input right now, when I let go of walking, you can see that I'm still walking, and it's because...
Wait, was I having that problem? Yeah, I'm not having that issue.
No input is still not true because I'm technically holding R1. Now, when I let go of R1, it stops because then no input is true. So let's change this template to what I think a proper basic template should be. And it's fairly simple. We're going to go to what the actual condition are to go from idle to walk, and it's when left is pressed or when right is pressed. And we're actually going to just use those same ones, except for, so we're going to get rid of the no input. We're going to say when the following input, we're going to say when left is releasing, and releasing means that it's constantly releasing. On release would mean that it was just released, so it would only be registered if it was released in this action, which is not very safe for what we want to do. So we're going to say is releasing, and then we're going to click another one and say when right.
I may just have to do 8-way input on this one. Okay. Oh yeah, this works.
Is also releasing, and we want this one to be an and, because we want left and right not to be pressed to go to idle. To walk, it doesn't matter if left or right is pressed, either one you want to go to walk. Alright, so that is the first step in creating a better basic controller. The next one is going to be with how jump is handled. So
I already kind of figured that
you
out.
usually want a fall state, because you want, when the idle or the walking state walks off a ledge, you want it to go into a fall state usually. Well, you can't associate with the jump state because the jump state has a jump. So you don't want it to jump when it falls. So you usually need a fall state. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy the jump state because it has the same animation. We're still going to play this simple animation, but it's just going to be falling instead. So this will be the fall state. Sometimes you'll see it referenced in the sample projects as the air state when they're in the air. So we'll bring this fall state over here. We'll still have the jump, and then the idle will be able to come to jump, and the walk will be able to come to jump when A is pressed. But the link to idle is going to change. It's actually going to be moved to the fall state, because the link from...
I can definitely tell that he's doing an earlier build of this, because this video was published back in 2021, so a little over 4 years ago at this point. But yeah, no, the way Pixel Game Maker works for me is it's doing this automatically. Yeah.
When you stop falling is going to be this check, which is when you contact tile wall detection, and it's going to be when the bottom of the wall detection that we did in the animations tab is hitting a tile wall. And we haven't specified a specific tile wall because we left this unchecked. When it's unchecked, it means any tile wall. If we did want a specific one, we would check it, and then we would select from the group of tile that we want. Alright, so that is our grounded check per se. So now we can go to the link that will go from jump to fall. We can add a simple link here, and there's a condition called jump peak reach. And what this is going to do is when the player jump, once the player starts to fall again basically, is when it's going to go to the fall action. That's when this condition will ring true. So if they jump and hit a ceiling because it's too close, basically they could jump higher than they actually can, then it's also going to trigger and jump into the fall. So it's a very nice, basically when the player is falling again, that's when
that's kind of how I am right now, Pickle, that exact emoji.
Now, the one thing is since I did copy this one from jump, I need to make sure to uncheck the perform jump. Otherwise, when I fall, I will also jump. So it would be like a double jump, basically. Right, so the last thing to add here is the idle and walk also need to be able to go to a fall state. And the reason why is because say we had some ledges in our scene, which I can quickly do. Here we can use these ones to make it look a lot better here. So we'll just throw in some of these, and then we'll make sure that we go to the tiles, we select the...
Oh, that's a good idea. Wait, I don't like that. All right, awesome. Ah, cool. So that does work. All right. Now, one thing I think I should probably do, come under settings. I swear I saw a 30 FPS resolution type of affair. Okay. Yeah. 30 FPS mode. Let me see how that works. Oh, that looks so much better. He's moving so fast, though. Okay. So now under objects, what if I set this to 50%? Not 500, holy shit. Reduce the speed variable? Yeah. Oh yeah, jumping movement speed needs to go down too. So under jump, actually, I'm going to change vertical movement speed to 80. No. Maybe that can remain at 100. I think jump speed is what needs to be. I'll do 75. Okay, that didn't quite work out the way I thought it would. Oh, no, wait. Whoops. He kind of looks like the Looney Tunes alien, Marvin the Martian? You really think so? Yes, that one? Okay. Oh, this looks so much better zoomed out. Again, I don't know why it's choosing to like push it up in the corner like this. Honestly, I tried to play Rayman 2 on GOG, I think yesterday, and my computer like broke. Yeah, you know what? That does look a lot better zoomed further out.
These give them a top wall detection here.
All right.
So now let's say that this player object was to jump on one of these and then walks off and starts to fall. Well, right now we have no conditions saying to do anything in that case. So we also want to check if the player is not grounded in the idle and the walk. And that's really simple. Basically, we can grab this link that checks if it's grounded, and we can copy and paste it, the link back to fall. And in this case, we can just click the opposite value right here. And so that would say if this player character's wall detection is not on a tile wall. So very easy check there for if the player is not grounded. Now we also need one for walk, because you can be walking off the ledge as well. And so now we have a nice, proper, basic player controller here that we can test out. So we'll play test.
Yeah, a lot of that got
Now
modernized.
we can jump onto the ledges here. It's a little fast, so we'll change that. And now we can fall, and you can see that he goes to that jump animation when he falls after walking. Right? So let's change his movement speed real quick. I think a speed of 2 might fit a little better. Let's try that one out.
Wait, where did he go into?
Right? So let's change his movement speed real.
Huh. Oh. So I have more advanced stuff that I can do. So I'll reset all those.
Real quick, I think a speed of 2 might fit a little better. Let's try that one out.
Let me zoom that in. Oh wait, that's the wrong button. What? There. He moves so slow. That's too slow for my tastes. Okay. Uh, Initial jump speed and gravity effect at 3. What'll that do? Oh, I see. So the higher the gravity value, the more you float. Or not. Okay, so I need to... Gravity equals chonky. Yeah. It is a little similar to... what if I set it to 2? Would I get floaty like I would be if I was like Alucard? Oh no, I'm like Mario in Super Mario Land. And like that one moon level in Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. So initial jump speed, stupidly apparently, is what determines your jump height. So I'd have to leave that at 7. What happens if I set... What did I have it at before? 50? Oh wait, that's not gonna do it actually. Because vertical movement speed would be like climbing ladders. Okay, still no. Oh wait, I fixed it. Yeah, this is cool. It works at least. Okay, so what is the rest of what he has to say?
Yeah, that feels a little better. See how his animation looks with it. His animation's a little fast with it. And maybe he's a little slow. But we'll change that up as it goes. But yeah, so this is what this video will go over. Just setting up a more improved basic controller. I know that this could be a simple video for someone to just watch as well. So it set up some animations, set change stuff that we'll do next. But this one is just about the improved basic player controller. And with that said, we'll see you at the next video.
Okay, so the next video is gun logic. And considering how much time it took me just to do one of these, oh jeez. Oh, whoops. I am going to be at this for a while. So legitimately, I think this is probably the best place to stop, all things considered. So 2.5 hours of like following along a Pixel Game Maker tutorial, as well as like a few minutes of attempting to figure out a problem I was having in Godot engine. Not a bad way to spend a Thursday evening. However, when it comes to Godot, which I'll probably take another look at next week, the Pickle Game Maker. Yeah. I recognize that maybe. Actually, no, not maybe. For sure, I will stick to Kezori's advice and try to stick with 2D and see what I can accomplish there. But with all that being said, that's going to be the end of the video, everybody, or the stream. I am like weirded out this week. But I'm going to save my settings for now and come back to this soon. So I'll just pull up my Steam page for this. I think it's still, yeah, there we go. So that's going to be the end of the stream. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and ringing the bell to get notified every time I upload and go live. Thank you so much for tuning into my other videos and my shorts. That really means a lot to me. I've got more coming. And please keep an eye out for, good luck, mate. Have a good day. Kizori, thank you so much for your help and your advice. I hope to catch you in the next one. And, Pickle brought it up earlier, but I am streaming Star Fox 64 tomorrow, and I am streaming... I'm streaming Dragon Quest III HD 2D on Sunday in preparation for what's coming next week. As far as what that is, I'll have my next schedule up by Saturday night, so please look forward to it. But with all that being said, please look forward to what's coming. You guys have been a fun audience. Thanks so much for hanging out with me and chatting with me as I went along. Almost frustratingly so. But once again, this has been Pause and Effect on Air. I've been your host, CJ, and I will see you tomorrow for Star Fox. Have a great rest of your night.